So I heard a little rumor that if you turn up your FOV in MX BIkES, that it's basically like a hack and you go a lot faster. So that's what we gonna do today. Let's find, where is it over here? So we go to the simulation, and normally I play on 110. We gonna bump that shit right up to 130. There we go. Sweet Jesus, my dude. Holy crap. Honestly, how can anyone play like this? This is actually ridiculous. Like, oh my god, it makes me feel sick just looking at it. I suppose I know I'm a bit of a boomer, but I think my eyes are still kind of good to keep up. But this has been a long ongoing debate, actually, and one that I get asked quite a lot on the channel, surprisingly, which is why don't I turn my FOV up higher? Now, to my knowledge, there's only a handful of really fast guys that run their FOV fairly high. I think the max really that I see anybody running it's like 125, but a lot of people ask Proboso to up the default in game, so they haven't got to go into the code of their game, like the behind the scenes in the, I think it's in the it's either in the profile dyno or the global, where you could turn this stuff up. But that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to give it a little go. I am on TFC's Glendale track map, so see how that goes. I think it would be quite good to get a little bit of practice on the, although it's not going to be the same track, so to speak. It'll be the same track layout, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, of course, it feels like I'm ripping around right now, but I mean, it's easy enough when your FOV's so damn high. But so the whole FOV thing for me, and my opinion on FOV, even stems back way back to my sim days. So I used to play third person on sim. However, other people that play third, they'd always sit around 110 or so FOV. Now, what I done back then, which a lot of people, when they asked me what my settings was, they was quite shocked, and they copied it and actually found that it did work for them, was instead of running 110 FOV, I ran a 95 FOV, so originally it's a lot closer to the bike, but then in sim you can change the distance that you are away from the rider as well. So I just increased the distance, so it looks the same when you first look at it. However, not everything is moving around you quite as fast, so it feels like you have more time to adapt to things coming up. Obviously, it makes you be a bit smoother, and if it looks like you're going slower and you've got more time to adapt, I think it just makes you ride better overall. Maybe it's just an age thing, and something that I think I don't know if it's worth comparing it to or not, is way back when I was in my teens, back in, we're talking Modern Warfare 2 days, for example, on console this is, so I was never a good keyboard and mouse player. I've always been good on controllers though. I would be able to have my FOV, and on the max, I believe it was just 10 sensitivity back in the day, and it was actually called insane sensitivity. Now, if I was to go and play a shooter today on a controller, I have to go and have that shit at about 4. I can't hack moving it about quite as fast as I used to. So maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's as you get older, you kind of learn how to be a bit more precise on things as well. But I usually play 110 in this game. To me, that is as high as I would ever want to go. Some people always say it looks a little bit higher than normal. However, I use if you press Shift-C in-game and use your arrow keys, you can move your rider down and back. It doesn't affect the FOV at all. The FOV stays exactly the same. It just adjusts your rider position on the bike, and all that does is that you see a little bit more of the bike, which is what I quite like. 130 right now, whilst it seems like, for the most part, I'm kind of getting around the track okay. I mean, I've ridden this track already, so I know how it is. So I don't let that fool you at all, but it's just, I feel like it's a little bit overkill for me. Whilst on the surface it's quite nice seeing more of the bike, it's the speed that things come at you at that would just throw me off in the long run. And especially when it comes to racing, for example, if someone wants to crash in front of me and it feels like everything's moving so fast, and I'd probably panic, and I don't know, 110 is more enough for me. But I had a couple of suggestions to try out a higher FOV for a video. Thought I'd give it a go, and I've seen there's people like Jack, for example. I know Jack runs quite a high FOV. I think he's around 125-ish. Yeah, I have no idea how it happens. I always, anytime I see someone post a hot lap, I'll always jokingly say, can't watch it, FOV is too high, sorry, or something along those lines. But, you know, it's, at the end of the day as well, is, whilst I give people a lot of shit for running like a stupidly high field of view, it is personal preference at the end of the day, so I can't be too harsh on people. Oh, let's get a triple. I'm going to turn around and try tripping that again. So I'm recording this after the Supercross race, that is. It was some decent racing, wasn't it? It's some of the races were a little bit boring. The 450s wasn't as exciting as I would like it to be. I mean, Eli kind of just showed everyone who was boss that round. Freezy, don't understand how we still got a ride. No idea how you can be so washed up in 450s that you have to drop down to 250s, and then the only way you can compete with people is by taking them out. And that's coming from someone that's not a massive Christian Craig fan. I thought that move was just way too much overkill. Oh my god, you can see the entire bike when you're wheeling. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I don't know why people ride like this. It's a bit too much for me. But yeah, it's a good ride overall. I was so happy that Mookie done well, like so happy. I've been wanting to kind of do better and better each race, and part of me was kind of hoping that Eli would have a bit of a trash last race and possibly get Mookie's first overall win. I want it for him so badly. I love watching him ride. I love watching those majestic dreadlocks flowing in the wind. And oh, beta 17 moment just there. We actually have hang on, keep it going, and it's good. We actually have a working suspension at last. So normally if you come in and you're going to case a massive Supercross triple like that, usually it's game over for you, but we can actually ride out of it now, which is quite nice. I'm not sure exactly what FAsTer has changed. I'm not sure if it is something in the tyres or something to do with different physics and such, but I can kind of get away with casing a lot more, and now that he's made it so the bikes, well, the bikes aren't slower, the bikes are the same speed, but he's added resistance to the traction, or resistance to the tyres, I should say, so it makes you feel like you're going slower. Obviously, you're going to case a lot more jumps, like jumps that you would normally hit no problem. Oh my goodness. Talking about traction, I'm just looping my Larry. Here we go, let's get going straight again. Did you see Jason Anson scrubbing the single back onto the start straight as well? Was pretty wild. That man, when that man gets rolling, he is wild. And I've been, the last 3 rounds or so, I've been kind of really backing Anderson and wanting him to win. I feel like he's got a little bit unlucky sometimes. Needs to maybe start his salts out. Hang on. Start his salts out. It's been a long day, boys. I do apologise. Salt his starts out. Oh, casing again. Can we survive? No. Okay. Yeah, he needs to start... Oh, for goodness sake. What's wrong with me? Okay, he needs to sort his starts out. Let's try again. Let's reset. I should be okay. Can you tell that I've just woken up from a nap, by the way? I'm sure you boys can tell. And, yeah, overall, so the racing this year, it's been interesting. It's been a little bit hit and miss. Some races have been really, really entertaining. I like the fact that at the moment, anyone in the 450s really can win a race at any time. I think it's really, really good. I wouldn't be surprised if next week we had a different winner again. I wouldn't be surprised if, who knows, like someone like Webb, for example, suddenly pulls his finger out and actually has a good race. Or again, I would love for Mookie to win a race. That'd be my dream come true. I'd be a very happy man. I got my wish of Sexton winning a race for the year. Now it's Mookie's turn. Get him up there. Oh my goodness. There we go. And backer into here. You just notice that the back end there kind of stood out going into the corner. That is a part of the new traction that I absolutely love. Like, you can genuinely control your slides in the game now, which you never really could do before. If the back end got a bit too wild, or you were sliding out under braking, it would tend to just take you down with it. There was no real way of controlling it and kind of pointing your bike where you wanted your bike to go. But massive like day and night difference for me, really, in some of these corners, and some part of the or some parts of the game it's quite helpful in. I've noticed a few cases, like if I'm tripling into a corner, like in Supercross for the most part, if I'm tripling into a corner and I kind of kick my back end out a little bit, it really does help set you up for the corner more rather than just catching traction like it used to. Some parts of the traction I'm actually finding out I'm not a massive fan on. The sand, for example, whilst it works well in Supercross for little Supercross sections, the full sand motocross tracks are, I don't want to say broken, but they kind of are. If we take Reese, for example, if anyone doesn't know, Reese had the old world record on Lommel. And his lap time was a 1:49, so he knows his way around there, very, very fast around there. He tried Lommel on the new beta with a new sand traction, and his best lap was a 2:10, so definitely no chance of lap times really ever getting beaten again. And I feel like if now people start going for world record laps and such, they probably have to start deciphering between whether it's like beta 16 or beta 17, because honestly the lap time's going to be so far off. And in one way it's a shame that we won't really be able to compete for those fast laps again, but in another way, I'm happier with the change. I think it does add a bit of realism, really. And I don't know what IRL like fast lap times are around Lawnmower. I don't pay that much attention, and I don't really watch much MotoGP, to be honest with you boys. MotoGP? It's not the right word. MXGP. Let's do that before someone moans at me in the comments. Yeah, I don't watch much MXGP at all, so I'm not even sure what real-time lap times are, but I'm pretty sure a 210 is more realistic than a 149 around track like that. Unless you're the Bullet, of course. Hurlings is not human, so we can only expect so much. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's something I've only just realised, actually, that all of the other track map tracks that TFC's done, did any of the other ones have stadiums? I've not played all of them. I've only played round 4 and round 5, so maybe some of the others did, maybe they didn't, I'm not too sure. But this is the first one I've noticed with a stadium, and the stadium looks quite cool. It's nice that it's got that, I don't know if he's made that specially for this, it's nice it's got that little backdrop area there for the end of the track. And, oh, there we go. And I'm very, very excited to really start the next Supercross race. It's almost like you're starting fresh with everyone being on this different way of playing the game, and I'm actually feel really, really comfortable in the game right now with these new settings. And everyone keeps asking as well, have my actual rider settings changed as such? My rider settings are exactly the same, so the last settings video that I done, I can't remember how long ago it was. It wasn't that long ago, maybe a month or so. But they're all still as they are. I haven't changed anything. I messed with my suspension a little bit. I messed with the rear to kind of, mostly for whoops, to compensate for the heavier hits where we've got less speed now. We're carrying less speed because of the lower traction. However, suspension I keep to myself because it's all based off of someone else's suspension that doesn't want me to share it. So I don't want to be that guy that just goes and shares something that isn't mine, which is, again, another reason why when it comes to, when you see me doing videos on like the 85s, for example, and you can't download the 85s anymore, I don't put links to them in the description because I don't want to kind of contribute to sharing things that I'm not allowed to share. So hopefully you will understand that. But yeah, as far as settings go, nothing's changed at all. Of course, I run 110 FOV, not this 130, which I don't know, I can't get behind it. I imagine for you guys watching on phones and stuff as well, it's probably a little bit overkill. It's probably quite hard to see. But me on my big 2K monitor, it's like 20. I don't know what inches. It's like 27 inches or something. It's a bit bigger than I actually expected it to be when I ordered it. But it doesn't look too terrible on this. But not something I'm going to stick with by any means. For a one-off video, it's fine. Let me know. Yeah. Good point, actually. Not many people make it to this point in this video, so I don't expect many comments in regards to it. But what FOVs do you run? Because I'm not sure if it's an age thing or what, but I feel like the older people in the community run a lower FOV, kind of like 110 or so, and it tends to be the younger ones that kind of go a little bit wild. And before this new beta was introduced, where it was higher by default, would go into like the backing of the game into the files and actually manually adjust it there. So do let me know what you run. I'd be interested to see what the sort of split is like. If anyone wants my full FOV settings, I mean, you probably saw it at the start of the video when I was changing, but it's 110 0 31. That is what I've ran since literally day one of changing to first person on this game. If no one knew, I used to play third person originally. Kind of got bored of it, got a little struggling on corners a little bit, like trying to carry a lot of corner speed, so I switched and just never really looked back. So yeah, 110 0 31 is what I run. I can't see myself changing anytime soon. Not going to run 130 from now on because it's just not me. It doesn't suit me. As I said, maybe it's just because I'm old and I can't handle all these things coming at me so fast anymore, but I personally believe that if you get good on a lower FOV, you will save yourself up. Okay, you'll save yourself a whole lot of pain from things coming at you so fast, and I just think it's better in the long run. So yeah, that'll do it from me whilst I'm falling into the abyss. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good YouTube stuff. Most importantly, have a lovely day, whatever it is that you're up to, and until I catch you guys in the next video, peace.
My tent way too damn dark, laugh in your face like man dart. Came a long way from the bad days way back, had to burn down that landmark. Seen some things I ain't really want to see, it's all good, that's what made me me. Now who would I be if I had it easy? Used to break down, now I'm in a 350, like whoa. I've been laying way too low, had to switch up and change my flow, cause I'm back from the block, had to bust some rocks and dust off the dust to get back in the box. Now why you wanna